Abranti on Nam Kumas on the lawyer, Frank Davies. I think he should just shut up. Ojaka said because so what's your new various conversations or having on TV, and they are so provocative, so annoying and nauseating to the stand. Say, I don't know. Obi Obenya Wese Otieno. First of all, he has demonstrated issues no air cosono. Or no, the amount 40 free TVs in a not. He's not clothed with any extra layer of information. Amount for air call it on him to give it to them.
Yeah.
Or any interview, I am piano that kind of way. Makasa, if you claim you are a lawyer of a person who is a subject of a matter, a public interest, your frost Bekasa is a choice. You can't force me to come and sit here and talk.
Oh yeah.
So offer me a member. By the very moment I'm here, if you ask me a question, even though I may decline, say be a question way, but in your phone about to try young piano as a forum. So what's your casa or can you know they are so annoying and so nauseating, but what they are forgetting is at this point in time, Ken Ofori-Atta is not a private individual. What's in the baby?
Sure.
This is somebody at the center of a national controversy. The interest of the republic is at stake. So every single Ghanaian bear our vested interest in anything Ken Ofori-Atta, because the average Ghanaian wants answers to some of the criminal investigations that has been conducted in this particular country, and his presence is required to come and answer for those questions. Then the state will make a determination whether to proceed to prosecute or not. That is the idea the average Ghanaian is looking at. Initially, when he started playing I am sick, I am sick. Now it is quite clear, sir.
He's not sick.
It is not about I am sick, BM. It is about a deliberate attempt to fight the state. It's an and we will be a war iota of war conscience as a reasonable human being. We are highly educated. First of all, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because what this I will say, what at all is preventing this gentleman from honoring the invitation to come back to this country? And they will tell you, say, fair judgment and as for Ghana is not a sort of a communist or some sort of a banana republic. Ya banded among for them kosher prison. When I actually in such a night, I got to prison since this whole thing started. There hasn't been any single person. So that justification is about justice and it's absolute nonsense to start with. And it's some sort of a justification or more a cookie just to your friend saying justify why he should not come. And again, Ken Ofori-Atta has decided not to come. And at the state, activity all mechanisms available just to ensure say Yebenyano extradited to this country. Say US, say here in Okoswa, our choice. Very often, me have been watching some of the proceedings. A public way. Sometimes it's open, you can join.
Yeah.
But when you make your first a request, so it should be done. Exactly, it will be done for you because the person Moody somebody Ken Ofori-Atta or can say he didn't want it to be public, but or person the family joining the line, and the judge can say on to mean determine when your family member and when your family member, and then the lawyer says, I can determine meaning because the fear for they want to join. So it's a matter of whether you are interested. So Ghana wanted to telecast that particular proceedings. Because so what check it in the history because TV station being what them say process I with TV so making provisions to aid. But when they made that particular request, it was respected, you understand, and then it was not shown. But the fact of the matter is that and then sick Ken Ofori-Atta kwanya on person about Kroma saying because he's not sick. Whoever propounds that particular theory is absolute nonsense. That is what I'm saying, is because now you can't ask me, so what's the way and some no corner. You could see a certain renewed determination on his part. Why not just say Kroma? Because initially no so or yes surgery. Until also tells you that let everybody know trouble. The office of the special prosecutor, he was just fooling them because he had no plans of returning to this country. Now, what he's seeking to do, he said, US for man now on stay because Oba Ghana, he will be witch hunted. Oh, no fair hearing. And for that particular reason, allow no. And the ASEM judge need to ASEM share April no. Then he wanted to post a bond. US when you are undergoing immigration where post a bond discover to tiso like I just now you can have your freedom now emra so say hiawa from waba. So what he was seeking to do is say there are 7 July he wanted to go home till July Then the lawyers
April
and sana waba back. So then a lawyers now more represent Ghana and my catcher said Ghana and for lawyer and call a US as Ghana's proxy. And they raise objections said no. Nipa na ye di na sem about deportation higher ye kana semi even though extradition and can hold there. But the same person there is an extradition request identity so ne my Ghana or your finance minister or yes wa bokro no abodwirim and we Ghana ba besa ha enti o minor cry is fighting say yamfa na mra and a judge say okay I'm not aware of that but there na chair say extradition identity so what is the extradition document and also because the different departments and because my counsel said these cases are separate and I say okay if that is the case there mean to me based on hearsay and this are most in the mind Ghana at the extradition ambassador yamefa no nkọ dia at the mama mo February 19th mon kofa sa extradition documents na mra na menhwe na mehu a magina so determine whether say bond na wa post say yama no nkọ nam no yaba na kwan na say yama na kwan until the ultimate case is determined. This is a simple matter. So make utie nsem na make kire na quite clearly a chance that this is a guy are you ready to fight or yeah not just about Kroma saying again bond now opposed to he wanted to have his freedom to do whatever but deny now from day one up to now Ken Ofori-Atta has been in a detention it's more than 2 weeks now and he's going to be in detention till February 19th. So if Obi catch us say nipa we yare in the eyes of the law immigration officers and the eyes for every time na kwakwa prison obi a oyare then that tells you say it's all lie because America will not bundle a sick man who is going to die like they presented it say yamfa no kwashe detention center so it's never America will never do that but clearly a choice and some now can even though he may be sick, but he's not somebody who is terminally ill and also so incapacitated or immobilized. Say, yes, he had to stretch us in a hospital. And that was the sort of message they were sending back and forth. And then, the on for the fact say, Ken Ofori-Atta has decided never to come back to this country. And I'm saying, Sanema when say, go back to Akufo-Addo direct. Because he is the person who enlisted these petty criminals to handle the sensitive areas of this particular economy. Ken Ofori-Atta will be in the track record in the private sector. He has never been in government business before. He was brought forward because President Wafasiye, at some point in time, his own party people rose against him because they were a man and not order or minor customer. Now it was dangerous, it was reckless. Today, the same gentleman has the gut and the moral audacity to be sitting somewhere writing letters back and forth to Ghana for say, oh, Meyario, Mama Mekwine. When people were adducing enough justification as to why he should not destroy their banks, Musio, son of the say to yes, or ASEM court in the bank, in some. Did he give him a chance to explain?
No.
Papa syndrome. Kwakwan fa so de ye no ene amoaben o so da ne dan mu ewokukura a day before no Ken Ofori-Atta kura hia aye meeting. Did he give these people a chance? Say omo en church nsemu nkyere no. So what the Timothy yes boni we wo kroma say na fe emra so sa won so bra na beyi wa no. Now you clothe yourself with this, I am sick, and then that tells you the character of the person in question. And that is what people are not looking at. You see, over the years, young people have actually lost trust in the political establishment because there is this easy to go with mindset to say, oh, everybody is corrupt, oh, politician, and you see, some of this behavior give you credence to those impressions that were for because growing up, now me free say responsible people ne don't kwa aban and when you are done you answer for your crimes so whatever it is you render accountability. The last time I catch us even Pentecost sorry say you fall as a deacon or whatever now say oh head the church now say you don't call by before you account to the people who said there were near and you can check from the churches how much more events are mine. And in Nippon or TV, so mood defender Ken Ofori-Atta. Today, the guy is saying, I am not coming anywhere because my bar, I will be witch hunted. Akufo-Addo to Kroma, when I witch hunting. Has there been any single way I witch hunting will be Kroma saying? Nobody has been witch hunted. Nobody, and I actually regarding some of the investigations that Ken Ofori-Atta involved now was spending more than 2 days or Yoko or any of the investigation agencies. So where lies the argument to say, somebody will chant me? There is no justification. The guy has decided that, or he understands the enormity of his crimes. He understands Niyama Waya Okroma, and the fact is there are several other criminal things I ever pop it up. And in order to avoid everything, is the reason why he's doing all these things. But you see, the Oya Namaka, Ogu Nedimase, Ogu party Adneba Yanimase, and Ogu Nebusian for Nimase. Kamakacha said, if Ken Ofori-Atta failed to return to this country, which he is bent on doing, in the next way, the man Nebusian for will be reminded. Kwanya omo fa na se om papa na se omukunu de oman Ghana be ba okuhwebra dwane kwatena obi man so ko wuya na se wanti yema ne krom, and that will be a blot on the conscience of his family for generation abeba, because amamo na bebu ye no kwa da ho nsem ye kan ye nyanwie. We are still trying to unpack the remnant of the bad governance that these people gave us. And then you have the audacity sitting somewhere and talking nonsense, and his lawyer on the other hand is also infuriating and annoying Ghanaians with those dirty remarks on radio, on TV. You think Ken Ofori-Atta, when a year man for far said, a man for sorry free TV, so no more can answer. No, because the guy is a central figure in all the criminal activities that happen in this country, in all the investigations going on. So what is his problem? Why is he running away from accountability? At some point in time, his family took part in this whole thing, and they were writing letters back and forth. So oyare. Today, why are they not writing the same letter? What is the current update on his health status? What are some American? So Ken Ofori-Atta there, or Koso Gunanimasi, no Begunanimasi, Gunanimasi, and Uncle Obi a former finance minister. Abanison of Janako to be mine. So today he is being treated like a criminal, a petty criminal. Yadwakoto, Yavan's a detention center, just like any other person. Because my culture said to Donald Trump, say, with the America now documents and as for no who was a criminal, also a criminal alien, and they treat you as such. And today, Ghana's former finance minister, who rests until recently, and Nama, a soldier for the crown bag up and white, to Bible verses and as for today, the same character, deny on one Casana mind. And he has declared himself persona non grata. Mikro mint min ko men ko me kwa betete me. Abrabo ben na obo no krom entra wuntumi ko krom. Very often a state in the chase a man for out. But today he is chasing himself out. The state want him back and he's unwilling. You understand? So for me it is a shame. And after me you move in someone na ka say Akufo-Addo amamu no ayamamu bone an MPP as a political party even confirmed the further. God Nema Ken Ofori-Atta ye nyina ye Nema ebo man enye nyame adom and a certain strategic re-engineering be akoso and economy no atimi azumi a certain 14 bia anka ne ebi anka yenimba bia yewo, and we take these things for granted. We do normal. It's not normal. So I think that Ken Ofori-Atta, wherever he is, wama onyo bia enye obi na oye no ono na eye no ho ono ankasa na mena na otu ono ankasa na guso ogu nanim ase, because today he's all over. And whatever that is written, said about him will be on the internet forever. Today, look at him. A former finance minister looking like a petty criminal on TV screens all over the place. And do you be a war conscience? Will you subject yourself to this sort of public mortification? What sense of shame? Will you allow yourself to go through this particular process when you know I have done nothing? What at all is this? Let me go answer and then come. Nothing prevents him from coming. So his insistence also chiro the sort of disrespect. Only Akufo-Addo for the people of this country. They have never respected the people of this country. That is why at some point when Ghanaians were so determined in their resistance against something like e-levy, and then as a for these people were they were mocking Ghanaians. Catch it and say the cake, the more kase, the akasi and no one. You see, so for me, I think I feel so ashamed and so embarrassed, and he is a coward. That is what people should see him as. Because if you're not a coward, there is no reason to run away from your country when every single person in that country is calling you to come. You have not been pronounced guilty. You have lawyers. You have right to your counsel. And as a forum, what at all is he running from? So like I said, we have two windows. Now the extradition process is going on, and then the deportation, even though the judge already the deportation case, I requested for the extradition, your friends say papers, you know, but it has not taken away anything away from the extradition. If that particular process may go through and the judge becomes so satisfied that indeed the guy has to be extradited, he will be extradited, and then we will also be looking at this particular way. So for the state at this point, I am not sure anybody can blame the Attorney General because the SOA within his
SP can delay at the end.
Yes. Or play games around it. Today, the Attorney General is doing all that because on to me in fact playing America so I quite chicken for that but it is never done. He has to go through the process and then as a forum, and that's exactly what he is doing to get the gentleman back to this country. My catcher said if there is anybody to blame, you will blame Ken Ofori-Atta because he has moral obligation to the people of this country. If respecting the people of this country, he will have to come back and answer for what he did. What I said. So if the person is trying to bring him back and he's going through a bottleneck to get him back, now or successful, you cannot blame that particular person. You cannot begrudge him. Rather begrudge the person who is insistent, the one who serves in a capacity. That by a finance minister, and today he's saying that he's sick. Ya na say bibi ha omwadwen ya nti kroma chachuchi kata atia sorry dem omokofa no dey na wie na niba no so no prison. Victor Solomon and other people, they died in prison. These people were not granted this and now when you could do a baby and near my chachuchi kata and near my Victor Solomon and other people are yes subject you to such public humiliation, you know. Ken Ofori-Atta almost 1,000 times. And today you have the audacity sitting somewhere writing back and forth nonsense, seeking to justify. Say, oh, your friends I'm posting bond. So when yes, so he can post a bond. Go to the US and go and look at the facility he's lodging. Very expensive facility. Now, Sikano, when you Sikafua, will you be doing these things? Exactly. So for me, I think Ghana there. We are renewed in our request, and again, quiet demonstration, you know, they are entitled to because they are Ghanaians. Sikana you know, accountability now Ghana for anya Joma Hama accountability, anya NDC, anya Attorney General, and the people of this country, the government is only doing so on their behalf. So the people at any point in time dissatisfied with the process have every right to demonstrate. Even the U.S. Embassy understands Ghana for the right to demand the extradition, and it has been happening. It's one of the ways I'll bet me using a democracy. I'll bet me demanding for his extradition, so that the State Department and the DOG will see the need and the urgency Ghana for attached to this particular case. Because I can't just say he's not any French person. Ken Ofori-Atta is a key and a central person of interest in all the criminal proceedings going on in this particular country, because he was sitting at the finance ministry, writing the check, dipping his hand into consolidated fund without recourse to law or authorization. He didn't respect anybody because Newofa, as a president, was dipping his hand. He too was dipping his hand. They took Ghana as some sort of family property. Across a village supermarket there. With me tum nanam obi yamu kano here dro because farmers in me that was the way they were running this country. Absolute nonsense, you understand. Today you have the audacity and the infantry sitting somewhere writing back and forth to us and I'm a yare and deben. So I think uncle sungune nimase and I can't say when nature is pursuing you, you can never hide. Then I'm going to say we're gonna what would the atotono today you are in the US hiding in your comfort zone, but you are all over on TV. Man for a show. You look miserable because we are sensible psychologically. The trauma, the sort of embarrassment you are going through, and not crying enough. So for me, for the average Ghanaian seeking justice there, whatever Ken Ofori-Atta is going through today, there is nothing more justice than what is going through. The humiliation, the public mortification, the embarrassment all go through on TV screens. People are discussing him. For that way, lend certain justification and credence to Yamu Binum. Our earlier held positions these were petty, unwitting criminals who took over this country and they messed this nation up. And time has come for them to answer for their crimes because they are cowards, Look at where he is today. Because you be a coward. You don't run away from accountability. Yeah. You face it, whatever it is, form that whichever form, whichever way will be, and you face it squarely. You come out as a hero. But running away makes you a coward, and that is what he is. That is why during their time, obi obaso kaseti anu biano, and obasoreti aban biano, they tag you as anti-government enthusiast, and they will come after you. Even within the MPP, look at what they did to you and go, because they requested, said the president should change Ken Ofori-Atta. They weaponize the entire government against dissent, and that's exactly what the MPP is doing today. Today in opposition, look at what they are doing. Even in opposition, they've gone ahead to weaponize the political party from Pom Watson and go. Look at what they are doing to you. Hey, yacho. Party are lose power position. You should be in the face of reconciliation, like a mother. Whatever nonsense they did, as a mother, you sit back, you listen to Obia, you try to, because at that time, when you're in a certain age, to be together. Now, mother, you are at the time when you know that's exactly what the MPP is doing, and they don't even realize it. That is what I'm saying, sir. They are not even amenable to wisdom reasoning, the common logic. It is a common sense, It has become so expensive for them. Common sense now is so common, it's very expensive, and they cannot even amend their mind to any of these things. So for me, I think he came to equally destroy the political party and turn MPP for decent-minded individuals. You are turning away from the party, now left with pitiful sycophants who are singing hallelujah choruses, and that is what the party has become today. Is the reason why they are determined taking away people like Frimpong Watson, Nyahota Maklo, and several other prominent individuals over the years, or more life as several political party, because when you do a certain age, you don't think twice when they're criticizing people. Because after what? And some penny for baby omunina kwana hona ye mu binu free ba. Baby omunyina kwa they can openly speak their mind. I started we will still say that this generation is a different generation. Because we started speaking about, I don't care even if you're Jesus Christ and you mess up. The last time I catch us, you quite heavy on Chalana Yesu din semuna. It's as simple as that. What I said. So you should not compromise on principles and those kind of stuff. What I said. Those things are standard. They are natural. You don't move away from it because usrubi and as no. If it is a lie, it is a lie. It's as simple as that. So it's good today. And they are speaking to it. I think it's cool for Ken Ofori-Atta there. You all go through, and one will go through, and this process will continue unabated until the America make a determination. And so that's America can stay. That is on him, that is on his family, and that will be on him forever. We are going to never be disappointed. And then the other lady now, you see, nobody is saying that she should not be brought back to this country. She also part of it. Or not quite in the case, she has been convicted as a felon, as a better prison. And your said the Attorney General is doing everything to bring that woman back. And I feel so ashamed. So we are several mine. Now, in the end, you run away. You are a coward. What I said now, you are a coward. You are a coward. Exactly, you are a coward. Because the mere fact that you impose a prison sentence on you, sometimes people go to jail and they fight their sentence. What I say. And that is what makes you a human being. Because politics, we are not just doing politics, we are charting history. Young people have to learn. Young people have to understand, because politics is something you learn through experience. So Abrabo more born Ghana. Politics, you don't need to be a person of character. You don't need to be a person of high value principle to be politics. The answer was Busianibu and our Namphobia or met me influence our point to baby. Oba wouldn't say Muneto the but leadership must come with responsibility, value principle beer. No matter what you stand in for your people. And no be I'll say Onja Finance Ministry no Hong Kong because at the time, because he could not abandon his children. At the time, his children, Ghanaians, need him the most to come and answer. Look at what he's doing. Such a shameful coward.
All right, my coach was say where they sent to okay, I think what's them no. me pese me ti ase eye I me say ono pese o kire say on ti ase de nti a e was o mode Ken Ofori-Atta eko immigration court because you nimly say wo US now say wa overstay or visa what they do is to just deport you. So why is Ken Ofori-Atta's own different? Na lucrative na na CK say anope watch okay, or say question if 720 has overstayed his visa in the US, why are the Trump administration keeping him in detention until April 2026? I'll say if you overstay in this country, they will just deport you. Why is 720 on different? But they
don't just deport here. US new policy is share and I for say defense you go to the court process and you have no justification. That is why automatically by no crown it take time. And into immigration for no camp I keep you more honor. There are those who are more in some more court they have to because obi how nin krata but legitimate waware and a whole lot of processes on inkrata and obi so ya criminal whole lot and it's not a straightforward say chewe na de channel do